What's up, guys? Welcome back. If you notice that I'm wearing exactly the same thing that I was wearing in last week's video, it's because I'm wearing the exact same thing I was wearing in last week's video because I haven't filmed last week's video yet. So let's get into it. Right now, turkeys are super cheap because Thanksgiving's here-ish, and it may be past Thanksgiving now, so turkeys should be super cheap. So go buy a frozen turkey and then watch this and learn how to chop it all up. 49 cents a pound. So I picked up a 12.5 pound turkey for about $6, and after Thanksgiving they may go on sale a little bit more than that. So like that's super cheap for meat. They do come with the good stuff that they put inside, the old giblets or however you pronounce that, and a neck. So just make sure you get that out. And right now what I'm going to do is just separate these leg quarters off the body here. And make sure you've got a really good sharp knife. It's just a fillet knife. I did polish it up a little bit before we started, and somewhere down the line I'll probably do a video on how I sharpen knives. But at any rate, these leg quarters should not really require a whole lot of cutting other than the skin, because that joint that's in there is kind of floating, so it'll kind of just pop loose. Let's see, hopefully. But that just splits all the way back down to the back right there, and there really isn't anything other than this little bit of cartilage right here you have to cut through with any kind of force, and that should just pop right loose. Right, so I just cut along the back side of that, and so the only thing holding it is that joint. I'm just going to twist that and it should pop right loose. Okay, so we'll just repeat the same thing to the other side and come back in just a second. Legs and thighs are off, and the wings should come off about the same way. I'm just going to make a slice all the way around down to the joint, and then it should just spin out just like the thigh did. Okay, and then we'll just get the other side, and then we'll have nothing but the breast left. The wings off, and I'm just going to cut this backbone away from this. These are going to be really good for like soups and stews and stuff on these bones, because there's meat in there, but there's not a ton, but you can add a lot of flavor with that. We're just going to come right down, just follow the bones just like everything else, and it should just pop right out right here. I've got all this meat and bones over here, and I'm just going to skin this breast because I'm doing some boneless, skinless turkey breast, and just make a small incision there, and then this will just kind of peel off. So now we have it. If you've seen me clean any doves or anything, you know kind of what's going on here now, except that this is significantly larger. But I'm just gonna run this fillet knife right down that breastbone, just as close as I can, all the way down till it stops, and kind of angle out and just follow that bone. And then I'll wind up with 2 turkey breast fillets. And then there you go, I've got those 2. They were still just a little bit frozen right at the bone, so I had a little bit of resistance as I got down there, but just let it thaw out a little better and it'll be easier to come off. But those are probably, I don't know, I would say that those are probably close to 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds per breast right there. And then I got almost all the meat off right there. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not worth working on. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm using these in a cook that you've already seen if you saw last week's video. And these I will just kind of section up into what I think are portion size things, depending on what I want to do with them, whether I want to make some soup or stew, or just roast them or fry them or whatever, and kind of just freeze them. Again, they should be fine, and we'll just use these throughout the next month or so, eating on some super cheap turkey. Thanks for watching.